Welcome, everybody. We are super excited to have you here for the Transform Your Brain event. You guys, this platform, this technology is an absolute game changer. And we are so excited to share with you the possibilities of what can happen when you start using this on a daily basis. Today is not going to be your typical webinar where we're going to share a bunch of slides and a bunch of stuff. We're just going to have really an open discussion, sharing what the technology is, the results that people are getting. Have a couple people come on and share some testimonials. Myself, Maury, and Jason will share our stories. And Maury's going to dive into the background of this technology, why he created, how he created it, and what it is designed to do for you. So I'm curious for everybody that's joining us here, have you been playing around with the technology? Drop a 1 if you have, drop a 2 if you're new here, and just let us know where you're at with brain training. So we've got some 1s, we've got some couple 2s, so we've got some new people, see some familiar faces here. So we're at one point in time, we would love to hear from these number 1s. We're going to call on some people for some testimonials, but everybody that sticks with us till the very end, you're also going to get a very special treat from Maury. He's got some new technology that we're going to drip on you that you get to try out. So guys, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Maury. He's going to get things going here, and then we'll hop into some stories and really just share the possibilities of what can happen when you use this amazing technology. Oh, you're muted, Maury.
Yeah, I was just trying to see who knows how to lip read.
Ah,
So there you go. It looks like a few people know how to lip read. That's good. So, hey, everybody. As you probably are aware, I'm Maury, although you may not recognize me because I'm not wearing my hat today. I was in my lab inventing some new stuff, or actually refining an invention of mine, which is another announcement of a new technology that we'll be coming out with shortly. And I wear the lab coat because it makes me feel like a real scientist and it gives my creative juices going. You know, how you dress, how you feel, how you look, how you act, that has everything to do with how you are. And I am in an incredible state right now. I was listening to a couple of recordings before this event to get myself into the right mood. And just want to let you know that your brain is the most important part of what I do. You'll notice I don't write about your brain in the manual, though, but that's the engine that gets everything moving. When our brain states are aligned with our purpose, with our goals, with our desires, things just happen. Now, understand that it's not magic, so it's not like we snap our fingers and everything just miraculously happens. However, it is a situation where the seeds are planted, and like a farmer isn't going to burn his field the next day when he plants corn on a Monday and it isn't 8 feet tall on a Tuesday. That's what we're doing here. We're planting seeds with the entrainment. We're tilling the soil, we're fertilizing your mind, and we're getting it primed to grow incredible results for you. A lot of people say, Maury, thank you for this, thank you for that, thank you for this. And I say, you're welcome, but thank yourself first, thank me second. I make a tool. If that tool gathers cyber dust on your hard drive, it accomplishes nothing. It's our individual responsibilities to take action, and especially when we're inspired to take action. Unfortunately, sitting in the lotus position, praying to God or Buddha or whoever or whatever, isn't going to give you what you want in this world. What does give you what you want in this world is the right thinking and allowing the right thinking to allow you to take the right action. And that's the whole point of today. Today is all about learning about how brainwave entrainment makes this journey simple, automates it. Everything is automated. If you look at AI, if you look at processes, if any of you are in business and you have CRMs, this is automated, that is automated, emails are automated, everything's automated. Why not automate your brain? And that's what brainwave entrainment does. Believe it or not, you already have everything you need. You already know everything you need to know. The trick is knowing it's there so you see it and find it. I can't tell you how many times I've looked for my blue light glasses. Maybe I should put them on. I'll sound smarter. There, do I sound smarter now? So I've looked for my glasses and I've been wearing them. Or I'm getting ready to go out and my car keys are in my hand. And I go, where are my keys? Where are my keys? This is an example of us looking outside for answers when the answers are actually inside. Rest assured, you already have every answer you need. You always have, you always will. The trick is A, to understand that you do, so that you start looking inside. And when you look inside, you'll find that answer. And then the inspiration to act on it. And that's what the brainwave entrainment does. It alters your brain in a very natural way, the same way music does, the same way someone looking at a pretty flower does. But we do it in a more conscientious manner. We're specifically tuning your brain to specific frequencies that allow your chemistry to create your experience. That's a trick that very few people know. When you think of something, if you think you're afraid and that feeling of fear comes from your thought that you're afraid, no one is afraid just naturally. Something happens, we interpret it as something dangerous, we become afraid. It's a process. It happens like that, like instantly. So we don't notice the steps, but rest assured the steps are there. Through my understanding over 45 years of research, I realize this, and I have come up with ways to augment that ability within each and every one of you. Put on a pair of headphones, lie down, close your eyes. That's it. That's all you need to do. Press play. There's nothing else. Everything else happens automatically because nature, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, designed you that way. We're supposed to be happy. This is where I'm going to end on this section. We're supposed to be happy, and I can prove it to you. Happiness feels good, doesn't it? Put a 1 in the chat if happiness feels good. Put a 2 in the chat if sadness and being unhappy feels poorly or bad. Do you think that's just nature's way of being? It just is what it is? No, it's nature's way of telling you that this is what you need to pay attention to. If I'm happy, I'm thinking and doing the right things. If I'm sad, I'm doing and thinking the wrong things. Pay attention to each message because they guide you and they help you to live a better, more fulfilled life. This is another thing brainwave entrainment does. It allows you to get in touch with your instinct and with the knowledge that you have that you don't know you have. And I will leave that at that for the time being. The next time I come back, I will be back to tell you a little bit about how brainwave entrainment works and the multitude of systems that we currently have and that might be coming down the pike very soon as well. So back to you, Mike.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Maury. So, guys, I just want to give you a little background on what brought me to MindTrainer Pro and how I just like learned about this amazing technology. So, a couple of years ago, I was doing a training in Jason's community, and I had the pleasure of meeting Maury. At first, they shared the technology with me and told me about it, and like drop a one with if you're with me, and you're kind of like that sounds a little crazy, like sounds and stuff for my brain. I didn't get it right, and truth be told, I was kind of like kind of pushed it off. Jason and Maury were persistent, and I had tried everything under the sun for my anxiety, for my mood, for my energy, all these things. And you know what? I was like, you know what? What do I have to lose? Let me try these. So Maury sent me. It was 3 recordings that he sent me to sample. And I said to Maury, I was like, "Well, get Maury. I kind of when I jump into things, I kind of jump in head first, and you know, I binge stuff." And he's like, "Okay, well, just take it easy on this. Do 1 recording." So I went out and I got myself headphones because I didn't have them yet. Came home and I put the recording on. I found myself absolutely mesmerized to the point where I ended up doing all 3 recordings and I did them each more than once that night. I got so much done that night. I actually ended up working till about 3 a.m. that night because I couldn't turn my brain off after experiencing this. After that point, I knew. I was like, holy Dinah, there is something to this. So since then, I've been using this product inside of our All Access. There's actually I can't even tell you what hundreds of options of things that you can use. Now I just use it intuitively. What I feel that day, I'll go in and I'll use that. This has absolutely changed how I'm showing up for webinars like this, how I'm showing up for my family, how I show up for my business. A lot of us on this call here are entrepreneurs, are affiliates for companies, are networkers. This is the unfair advantage. I always call it the unfair advantage for your brain, for your business. For I just saw sleep. Yeah, not losing sleep. This, guys, if you put on the sleep recording, I can't make it 10 minutes without falling asleep. But if who here on the call has tried, say, meditating and they find their squirrel brain running away and can't really get focused, right? Drop me a one if that happens to you. With this brain entrainment, with the technology that Maury has developed, it's like 5 or 6 minutes in, and you're fully like, I don't know if Maury, if the right word is entranced or not, but you're fully like into the product. And typically I'll be, it's like I've fallen asleep, but I'm not. I'm just that into my meditations. And I'm finally finding that meditating is working for me. And now the brain entrainment has advanced that. So guys, this is just honestly, like I said, the unfair advantage for people that have tried everything, that have tried the sleep pills, that have tried all the motivation stuff. And the fact that you can just put a headset on, lay back, and relax is game changing for me. One of my favorite things to do now is lay in the hammock, get that floating feeling, and do my brain entrainment. It is like the ultimate recharge. And one thing I want to say too is something I've experienced. I love playing with this. I love sharing this technology with my family, with my friends. I adopted a dog lately. He was a foster that went through some serious abuse. He was hand shy. He was scared. He would actually drool profusely if we took him into a vehicle because I think it stressed him because last time he was in a vehicle, or the one time he was in a vehicle, he got sent to a foster and he spent months inside a cage. Well, I was driving with him with my wife, and I was like, you know what? Let's just test something. And I know, Maury, we shouldn't. I'm going to put a caveat here. We shouldn't do this when we're driving, right? Because it can actually, like I said, it can entrance you. But I put it on such a low volume that I could hardly hear it because dogs have a higher sense of hearing. You guys, within minutes, Peter stopped drooling. He relaxed. He calmed down. He laid down in my wife's lap, and he was calm. When I experienced that, I was like, okay, there is so much to this that people don't understand. The power of this can absolutely change the way our brain chemistry works. So I really encourage you, if you have not tried this technology, stick around with us till the end, get your sample, experience it, and you're going to know right away how powerful this is. And you're going to probably end up like me, binging it and then getting that all access and putting that as your daily routine, because this, again, is the unfair advantage. And I would love to turn it over to Jason now to share a bit of his story and how he got into this wild world of brain entrainment.
Brainwave entrainment, neuroscience, and neuroplasticity. Oh boy, Mike Maury, thank you all. Everybody, I see a lot of familiar faces. What's up, you guys? And I see a lot of new faces. Nice to meet you all. So you decided to come here because you're obviously interested in upgrading your brain. So a little bit about me, I was an outside the box thinker, always looking for creative solutions to the problems in life. And that allowed me to have a pretty cool resume, earn medals with the military, and ultimately retire early. And I was on a mission to help other people basically build the life of their dreams. But I couldn't figure out why people had these mental blocks, these self-doubts, these limiting beliefs, all these problems. And I was like, but why? Why are you staying stuck? Humans are meant to adapt. We're meant to evolve. We're meant to grow. We're meant to use this organ upstairs called our brains. If you believe we should be using our brains to build the life of our dreams, put a one in the chat. If you think the heart, I mean, I'm okay with that too. Put a two in the chat. It can be one and two. But if it's like the liver or something, I don't know. We have a problem. Let's get you off of the bar stool and make sure we're using that organ upstairs, right? The top of the top of the flight here. So when I met Maury, it was a no-brainer thing for me to partner with him and share his work because I wanted people to think better for themselves, right? Not just when, one of their mentors are there to give them, good advice, but day to day, decision after decision, we all need to be our own gurus. We need to, and that's what Maury does. His work allows you to develop your brain so you can lead yourself better, so you can feel better, you can think better, you can get better sleep at night. My first time using it, it was a digital coffee, right? Everybody here has access to digital coffee. No credit card required. You go to the App Store, you type in MindTrainer, we're the first one that pops up. We're MindTrainer Pro. There's a second app called MindTrainer, pops up after us because we're more popular. MindTrainer Pro is the app. So when you're using this, just put on a pair of over-the-ear headphones, right? I was sitting, it was like 11:15 at night. One of my assignments for my master's degree was due in 45 minutes, and I had been putting it off. I know, not smart, but I put on the digital coffee, and what I was not wanting to do, what I was procrastinating on, it was done. By the end of the track, I was on my last few clicks, and I was like, holy crap, why did I put that off for a week and a half? That was so freaking easy. But not only that, I started noticing other things during the track, like I felt like I could see clearly. I already have 20/10 vision because I got laser eye surgery. I felt like my vision got sharper, right? I felt like my hearing got crisper. My thoughts definitely got cleaner. And that's just my first experience using it. It's kind of like going to the gym, right? The first time I did push-ups, I couldn't do a bunch of push-ups. But by the time I graduated boot camp, and I can't do it anymore, don't judge me, I was able to do 120 push-ups in 2 minutes. I fell out of practice, but whatever we set our mind to, and the brain is no different with the neuroplasticity, we can achieve great things. And since I've heard testimonials like people getting REM sleep for the first time in however many years since they started tracking, people finishing up doctorate degrees, buying apartment complexes, fixing their relationships, getting off of prescription anxiety medication. Like those are some of the things we heard at our previous event. And I'm getting excited, Mike. I know you're going to call on some people to talk about some of the transformations that have been happening. I'll tell you what, like after I retired, a lot of people would have said, wow, Jason, you built the life of your dreams. I didn't think it can get better, but it continues to improve every day. And if you believe your life is good and can get better, it can. You just have to go for it. Mike, back to you.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate that. So yeah, I just dropped a comment in the chat there. Like Carla absolutely loves when I do my brain entrainment because my honey-do list gets done a lot faster. He's like, you need to do this more often, right? So it has become part of the daily operation. So I want to call on a very special a member of the MindTrainer Pro community here, Heidi Wild, for her to share a little bit of her story and what she's experienced with working with us. She is one of our number one, well, she is our number one cheerleader, our number one affiliate, and she has such a powerful story that I would love for her to share it with you guys.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Mike. Mike, every honey needs brainwave entrainment to get their
Right?
tasks done, male or female. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Heidi Wild. And yes, I am a very passionate founding affiliate. Mike is actually the one who introduced me, a friend of mine from years back. And of course, when we trust friends, he said, I know you're into meditation and holistic stuff. And I have this thing. We're gonna be launching a company that's all about technology, about brainwave entrainment. And I was curious, leaned in, and he said, "Let me send you a sample." So again, digital coffee. Wow, that got my attention because, like Jason, I had a pile of papers that I was procrastinating. I'll put it on, hit play. Let's see. I blew through that. I don't know if it was an intentional because I set the intention or because placebo. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I blew through that pile of papers. I have a lot of different testimonials. One is about weight loss. I did the lean mind method. I've lost over 15 pounds, kept it off. Today, I'm going to talk about my healing. So I had eyelid surgery 8 days ago, Thursday last week. And I looked like I was on the other side of a really bad fist fight. And as I'm putting ice on it and doing the antibiotics and all that, I was also using this tool, brainwave entrainment, every day, wellness, healing, all high energy, all that. And it helped me. I'm on 8 day and I'm doing really well. I use it in the morning before I get my day started, and I feel like I'm on top of the world. And Maury always says, use your intuition, don't get all tangled up about which session, which system. So I do. I go down, hit play, boom, sit back, relax, and it's my time. And from what I understand, and Maury will say more about this, it gets my brain back into its natural state because there's a lot going on, a lot coming at me. I'm a monkey brain, and it just moves me into a place where I'm in a flow state, which is where I want to be. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you all for joining. And I believe I'm turning it back to you, Mike.
Thank you, Heidi. Appreciate that. And Heidi said something really that just hit me right now. Like, there's so much going on in our world. There's so many stresses. There's so many things that have us distracted, right? What would it mean to you to be able to put on a pair of earphones and literally turn that noise off and come back feeling more confident, more energized, more focused, simply by listening to something? You guys, this is like, I say it time and time again, this is the unfair advantage for literally anything that you are working on, because Maury has designed this to help our brain, help us rewire our thought patterns, release the chemicals that our brain needs to feel good, to be excited, to be energetic, to get the rest we need so we wake up ready to go, right? So I would like to ask, I believe, do we have John Jew in the house? John, can you unmic? I think I saw you here. There's John Jew.
Sure, Mike.
Would love to hear a little bit about your story and maybe touch on how you're swinging your golf club both ways now.
That's my story. That's my story. Yeah. You know what? It's all about, for me, personal development and mindset change. And I'm a health and wellness coach. And what it is also, it's about changing your habits that you've lived with all your life, the ones that aren't working for you now, and having the open mind to be able to understand that if you change your habit towards something that's good, healthy habits, it can work really well for you. And so can it work for others in such a way that we can really get out of our own way and really be who we really are. And so I'll take it to my golf game. I've been playing golf for 67 years now. I played college golf, and I know that what it would take to get better was I better age a little bit younger because my age, 77, is not really that good for my golf game until I thought differently. I thought differently and said, okay, well, if I can do the right things, if I can really have, because golf is 90% mindset. It really is. There's so much mental stuff going on besides the physical part, but it's mental. And what I did was I said, okay, I've taken MindTrainer PRO, the golf trainer. I've listened to many of them, but what it's done is opened my neural pathways, the stuff that Maury's all about, as far as and he can talk very well to us about how it works on a simple basis, because he doesn't get into all the complexities. All I do, same thing, is I get into the results of what's happening here. And my mind has opened up so much about the bad habits that I had and to get past them, that I feel like my golf game is better than it ever has been in the last 67 years. And it's a mind thing. It's an absolute mind thing that says I can actually get better rather than worse as I age. So it's just, and I give Golf Trainer Pro a lot of credit for it. And what I do when I listen to Golf Trainer Pro is, because it hits to the subconscious and beyond, all that scientific stuff, is I fall asleep when I'm doing it. It's so automatic for me now that it's really, just such an easy way to really change our mindset for the better. That's
Awesome.
my story.
Thank you, John. Thank you for sharing that. And I think, John mentioned something like literally like I think it's that and Maury will touch on this. I'm going to turn it back over to Maury to talk a little bit about the programs before we ask a couple more people to share their story. But it's like we're sleeping, but I truly feel like we're just that immersed in session that we think we're sleeping. Because when from my experience, as soon as the recording stops, I come back, right? So I'm like, oh, that's when I was like, okay, I'm not sleeping. I'm actually fully immersed in this process. So Maury, I would love for you to share. Yeah, you got your screen coming up. Share about the programs and a little bit about exactly what we have to offer here.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Currently, we have 17 full systems, all of them geared to specific targets with respect to peak performance. Sorry, I've been talking a lot lately. If you look under the solutions tab, we have for athletics, for business, for pickleball, for wellness, for sales, for self-mastery. Common Clarity is a system we have for people who have dealt with a lot of stress and anxiety problems. Sales, self-mastery, we already did that. Marketers bundle, which is a set of systems that include public speaking for people who want to get out there in the world and do their own business. Sleep system, golf system, lean mind method. Heidi lost, I think she said 17 pounds. I've lost 45 pounds and kept it off easily. The Menno Mind method. Can anyone guess what that's for? It's loosely designed to help with the symptomology related to menopause. That being said, men can use it as well. As a matter of fact, I use it probably once or twice a week because I like how it makes me feel. I don't get hot or cold flashes anymore either, by the way, which is nice. We have an all access offer, which you can see at the top there. We have a gamer edition. So if you have a gamer in your family who wants to be faster, think stronger, think better. We have for self-confidence, again, public speaking. We have something called the Freedom Mind Method, which is a relatively new system we just added, which is there to help you free yourself from bad habits. Problems that you've been having, your willpower isn't enough. We can retune your brain so that you get the type of neural chemistry that allows you to feel that way. One thing I want to point out is all of these systems use audio, they use vibrational energy to alter subtly your brainwave activity. When that happens, that allows your brain to release certain kinds of chemistry, things like endorphins and hormones and neurotransmitters. And those are the code that your body and your mind uses to tell you how you feel and to actually allow you to experience what you experience. 3 weeks ago, instead of 17 programs, we had 15. Everyone who gets the All Access program gets access to all recordings and all technologies. As an example, at the end of this call, those of you who stick around are going to get the Prosperity Quadriliminal. This is something that's never been released before. I actually made 3 of them in the past for clients. They paid $1,000 a pop, literally, for this recording. You're going to get it for nothing. Coming down the pike, every system we have coming is going to use my exclusive monochronic tones. Monochronic tones are the result of merging the best of monaural tones, which are soft on the nervous system. They're like a sine wave, like little waves, and isochronic tones, which are harsh, but much stronger. And it's a combination of the two where you get the power of the isochronic tones, of the most powerful tones there are, but you get the neurological sequencing of the sine wave, of the smoother tone. These tones actually shape themselves depending on the purpose of the recording. This has never been done before anywhere on planet Earth. I would say anywhere in the universe, but I haven't been elsewhere. So I can't tell you that for sure. But guaranteed on planet Earth, it's never been done before. Every system forthcoming will be that. We'll be using that technology. Also, I'll give you a hint of what's coming next. We're getting a new system because I've had people ask me all the time, Maury, I love the recordings. I don't always have half an hour to lie down or sit down with my eyes closed. What can I do instead? Well, I came up with the VI recordings, which are parts of each and every one of these systems that we went over. Each and every one of these solutions has VI recordings in them, which are audio and video for 3 minutes. They require you to use the regular recordings at least 2 or 3 times a week to get the full effects. But people said, what if I don't have time during that week? What if I'm on vacation? What if this? What if that? Well, I designed Hint. So Hint is coming. And by the way, when all of these new systems come in, the price never changes. You don't have to pay more. All Access gives you all access forever. I have 50 systems I'm using right now that I'm developing. That's 50 more products that are coming. Like an electrician, like a plumber, you go to your job with your full with your full with your full toolkit. The thing is, you don't always use all the tools, but it's good to have them there because when you need the tool, it's there. That's the benefit of the all access. Getting back to the hint, and just before I finish up with this section, I want to point out to you that the hint recordings use a whole new technology, a whole new methodology. You can use them with earbuds, whereas the regular entrainment isn't the best with earbuds. You can use them with earbuds or headphones or bone conduction, whatever you want. They just have to be stereo. And you can do them in as little as 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night. And you can do anything you want except for drive or operate something dangerous while you're listening. So you don't have to lie down. You don't have to close your eyes. You can read an article online or in the newspaper or in your email. You can do any of that. And it involves new techniques and technologies that stimulate both hemispheres of your brain in such a fashion as to activate them and basically allow them to become more than what they are. The better your hemispheres communicate, the better everything else is. And that's exactly what HINT is designed for. HINT stands for high intensity neural training. We have government offices looking into this, and we have military looking into this as well. So I think that pretty much does it. If anyone has any questions about how anything works or anything like that at all, just put a little text message in the chat. And I'm sure whoever's talking next will invite me or they will answer you directly. So thank you very much.
Let's
How
kill the
about you,
screen share,
Jason?
Maury. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
ready. I unmuted. Let's take it back to the main stage. So what do y'all think? That's a lot of systems, right? Losing weight, menopause, marketing, sales, self-mastery is one of my favorite. You guys, if you're going to check out any one and you don't know which one to pick out, that's the one I'm going to recommend. This is your time to put your hand up. If you don't want to ask the digital question, you can put it in writing. Heidi, let me know if we have any questions in the chat. I know you're keeping up with the comments. So what do y'all think?
There is a
Feedback.
question from
Let's
Russ.
answer it.
Will all the modules be revised to hint?
It's a
Maury.
No,
Maury question.
HINT and standard brainwave entrainment, well, my standard, which is advanced, are totally different technologies. So there's not revising of anything that needs to happen. Brainwave entrainment does one thing, HINT does something else. They both optimize the brain, they just do it in different ways. There was also a question I think someone mentioned about headphones.
Yes.
Do you remember what that question
Yeah,
was?
what type of
'Cause
headphones? Can you talk about the systems and why headphones are needed and which ones you would recommend?
So the headphones would go for the HINT and the regular entrainment that are dual brainwave in stimulation because you need to be able to separate the frequencies and the pulses. With HINT, you go pulse, 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 and other noises that are involved that help stimulate the brain. With the dual brainwave stimulation, and you can read all that in the instructions. When you load up the image of the recording you're going to listen to, it actually tells you if it's a dual brainwave, if you absolutely need to use headphones or not. So the kinds of headphones are simple. They can be ordinary over-the-ear headphones. These things cost me $10 on Amazon. They don't have to be expensive at all. Or you can use bone conduction headphones. The only ones where you can use like earbuds are the HINT recordings, but we don't have any HINT recordings up yet. Those are coming down the pike. They're being perfected. But the reason why we need the headphones is the closer the vibratory source is, in other words, the pulsing speaker, to your ears, the more strength is in the signal. So that's why headphones are necessary. That being said, especially when I come out with the newer recordings and the newer systems, they won't require headphones unless they are dual brainwave. And the reason for that is these tones are specially designed to be very effective without headphones also. But don't worry, the instructions, if it doesn't say what to do, you can use them without headphones. And keep in mind that subliminal recordings should be used without headphones as well. Just over an ordinary external speaker, a little Bluetooth guy is fine.
Fantastic, Maury.
Any other questions?
So I'm curious, has anybody had a chance to look at the systems and figure out which ones they might want to start with? Because towards the end of this, as promised, Maury's going to be giving you the prosperity quadriliminal, not quadliminal as I like to say when I shorten it up. But you're also going to have the access to learn more about the All Access program. So if you're thinking about buying the Marketer's Bundle or one of the systems, I would encourage you to wait till the end because we have a few extra bonuses for the folks who are jumping in to upgrade their brain today. Mike, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm loving all this. And guys, like, who's getting excited about the idea of being able to simply put on some earphones and literally transform how their brain works? I don't know about you, but it fires me up every single day. This is game changing. I'd like to call on, I think we have enough time for a couple more quick testimonials here. I believe I saw Tracy. Tracy, would you mind unmuting and sharing a little bit about your story?
Yeah. I've been a user for almost a year, I think. And my favorite program is Self-Mastery. But lately, I've been using the business one because I want to build my business more. And I've noticed I've gotten a lot of things done that I was putting off and was shoving to the side, and things that were easy to do, but I just was stuck and couldn't get them done. So and it might be all of them. Usually I just go down the line and pick whatever one jumps out at me on all the programs because I have all access. But I know the business ones are helping me a lot right now. So
awesome. Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to share quick on their experience? I know we have a few other regular users. We've got Roger here, Robert. I know you guys use it a lot. Susie Shearing. I would love to hear from you if anybody wants to share. If not, we can turn it back over to Jason and like set the stage for what we have to offer you guys. Any other?
Let's do it. I'll give it a few seconds. This is your chance to share. One of the things we like to do in the community is stack wins, right? When you start using your brain and you start clearing your desk, you start getting your to-dos done, that opens up a whole lot of room to think about what's next, right? So I was on a live the other day with Sam. Sam, I'm going to call on you because I know you haven't tried Brainwave entrainment yet, right? You're brand new to
Jason,
this.
I just want to let you know, Ruth has her hand raised as well.
Oh, I didn't see it. All right, let me ask Sam this question. I just want to ask Sam, and then I'm going to call on Ruth for the testimonial. Sam, what are you picking up? This is your first time really hearing about brainwave entrainment. Is that true?
Yeah, it is.
What are your thoughts? Are you like, are there questions sparked? Are you curious? I want to know where you're at, where your head's at.
I'm curious. I'm a little apprehensive about brainwave controlling my brainwave. I think it's like I don't know. I'm like, oh yeah, technology can be used for really good, and also it's really interesting, like that it can control you so much. So I'm apprehensive about it, but I find it really interesting.
Okay,
It doesn't, sorry to interrupt, Jason. It doesn't actually control you.
No, I'm not saying yours does, but it's.
No, I understand that. But when you listen to music, when you listen to the news, that's controlling your thoughts more than what we're doing here. What we're doing here is bringing you back to a natural state away from all those influences. And what you think is what you're thinking. It's not a message we're putting into you. And that's a really excellent point. A lot of people are afraid. Well, I'm not so sure I want this guy Maury controlling my thoughts or controlling my mind. That's a really good point. I'm actually not doing that. And even in the spoken word aspects, like when we're doing triliminals, for instance, anything I say is designed the way it's built and the way it's designed in the system itself. If you don't agree with something I said, you simply ignore it. Everything else gets translated into your own belief system. So the words are chosen and scripted specifically so that I'm not controlling what you're saying. I'm kind of holding your hand and saying, hey, you want to go this way? And if you do, you do. And if you don't, you release and you go your way.
Now, Maury, let me expand on that a little bit more before I
Sure.
call on Ruth. Sam, thank you. And this is, I know Sam's voice, right? She's not shy. I know she would give me the honest truth. That's why I called on her. And if other people, I think there was even somebody else that commented in the chat. They were like, I'm a little apprehensive too. This is what we need to know. We need to know your fears, your doubts, your limiting beliefs, because education is the cure for that. Right. And that's why we're giving you the free samples. That's why if you're apprehensive, you can go to your Apple App Store or Google Play Store and download MindTrainer Pro and put on your pair of headphones and experiencing it without having to bust out your credit card. Because we want to make sure that you understand what you're getting into. And it's not a huge investment. If you want to start small at one system for $14.97 a month, well, that's a gym membership you don't have to drive to. Anyway, Sam, I really appreciate you. Thank you for letting me put you on the spot and be my volunteer there. Ruth, let's hear about your experience so far with MTP. Let's go. We got
All
to
right,
get you
I'm
on.
my camera. Yeah. So I've been using MindTrainer Pro, the sleep part of it, especially when I do overnights. I don't do a whole lot, but
Oh, sorry, Joan, can you mute, please?
Sorry about that, Ruth. You should be good to go now.
okay. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, so I said I've been using MindTrainer Pro, the sleep one, when I do overnights because not that I do a lot of it, but say if I do one during the week, I would put the sleep one on like during the times when I can do a little downtime, and it helps me to kind of fall into like a deeper sleep. And when my shift is over in the morning, I am not as tired as I used to be. And I'm able to go ahead and conquer my day. And then this morning, to start my day, I said I wanted to, being that I know this was happening, I wanted to test out a new one. So I tried the Calm and Clarity one, and I was so productive this morning, running to the post office, getting stuff done. Yeah, I was really focused. So I am going to continue to use that one, and as recommended as well with the self-mastery and business, I'm going to focus on those two. So that's what I wanted to share.
Ruth, I want to double up with you if I can, because you're also one of our brand ambassadors and you've started using the MTP concierge. And
Yes.
I know it's a progress, but do you have any wins to report from that area? Is that getting easier and more fun?
Yes, I actually got it set up yesterday. Made my Facebook page, and last night I posted my first, well, I didn't post it, the concierge posted for me. So I'm gonna be having more consistency with that on Facebook. And then my next thing is to work on LinkedIn. So I'm happy about that. Took a minute,
Let's
but
go. Thank you.
yeah,
Absolutely. And it takes a little while to get your pages the way you want them, right?
yeah.
But once you program the concierge, it's pretty easy. You're going to be able to generate full months of content. And a lot of people are like, concierge, what's that? We didn't talk about that. So I'm just going to real quick sprinkle this on, and then we can get into it later. This whole model is shareable, right? There's gym memberships in every city in America, but we don't need to put a physical location. That means our users can share this with their friends and family and earn a reoccurring revenue. And we realize some people want help doing that across their social medias, automating content and outreach and stuff like that. So we built a tool specifically for our affiliates. And for the people jumping into All Access, you're going to have free access to that tool as well. So that'll be discussed more later. Mike, back to you, sir.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on, the apprehensiveness of using the technology. And I get it. I understand it. But truly, you have to trust yourself and just let yourself try it and experience it, right? Feel the change that it's going to make. Simply start with digital coffee. If you're new to us, download that digital coffee, experience it, stick with us to the end, get the free gift that Maury has to offer you, and just experience it. You owe it to yourself to know what it is before we make any kind of preconceived notions or whatever. But guys, this honestly, like, again, I mentioned, like, I've tried everything under the sun. This has been the easiest to implement and most effective thing for my personal development. If anybody, like, raise your hand if you've been doing personal development for years and you've tried everything, right? This is, again, I repeat this phrase all the time. It is the unfair advantage that will help you accelerate whatever it is you're working with, right? And yeah, Tracy, you've tried everything, right? It's game changing. Susie Shearing as well. I know she's very into the holistic health and wellness space, and knowing that, people like Tracy, like Heidi, myself, Jason are experiencing these things. It just shows, like Ruth, right? Your brain is your most powerful tool, your secret weapon, if you will. And if you can enhance it and make it work better, why wouldn't you, right? So I think we're coming up. We got about 15 minutes left here. I think if anybody else wants to hop in and give a testimony, we have a couple minutes for that. Otherwise, Jason or Maury, do you have anything that you want to add before Jason or Maury's got his hand up?
Maury.
Turn it over to you.
Yeah. I asked a question when I first got started. I asked people to open their app and to tell me what they noticed was different about their app today in the free section. So did anybody do the homework or did we all get off track? Okay, I'll help you out. There's a new recording there called Tranquility. It is 84 minutes long. It was initially designed for dental procedures. When I was severely depressed, you can imagine I wasn't taking the very best care of myself. And my gums got all disgusting. When I started feeling better, I started taking better care of myself. So I went to the dentist. It was horrible, an absolutely horrible experience. Pardon me. The next time I went, I took advantage of the time in between appointments to create this Tranquility recording. And I used it for 15 minutes in the waiting room while I was waiting to get treated. I kept it going, which is why it's so long, 84 minutes, during the procedure. The dental hygienist who was cleaning my teeth and gums said, Maury, something strange happened today. And I asked her, what? I know you said you were listening to this thing to help you with from a stress perspective, but your gums bled about half as much as they did the first time. And normally that's very unusual because the state of your gums was pretty bad. They weren't really any better the second time. And I told her that means my recording works because what it did was it relaxed me. Because I was relaxed during during the process of the surgery, I didn't have tight, high pressure arteries and veins blasting blood out of me while she was treating me. Because I was relaxed, everything was more relaxed. It turns out that this system is good for anything where there's a lot of stress and where you need a lot of help over a longer period of time. I was talking to Jason about maybe selling this, and then we decided, you know what, let's add it to the free section so people get more value. We really want to make people have a better life. We want to let them have a better idea of what we have to offer. Because if you look at the All Access, I think it's $895 or $897. That sounds like a lot. But when you consider it's over 17 systems and hundreds of recordings, that's one heck of a toolbox. Plus, it increases all the time. We have a system coming out in a few months that was actually written about in the book, The End of Alzheimer's by Dr. Dale Bredesen. That system will be coming out. We have all kinds of things. I told you earlier, I have 50 different systems and technologies that I'm working on. All of those will eventually come out. Your toolbox will continually grow. It's like a tool of the month club almost. And it won't cost you a dime more. So anyway, I just wanted to share. I see a few people have their hands up. Susie?
All right. Well, Mike called me out, so I'm gonna get on here. Um, but I would say I do have the all access, and I think the advantage of that one, it's less expensive, right, versus paying monthly, but also different situations come up at different times. So like for me, I public speak sometimes and I listen to public speaking, right? Or I had to do a case study to get a certification. I was super nervous about it. So I listened to confidence, right? So having the variety to be able to adapt to different situations, I think is really valuable. Because our life is crazy, right? And all the time we're doing different things and having different things happen. So I really think it is an advantage to have the all access. And also, like Maury just said, everything that's added on is no extra cost. So like he'll keep adding different situations and I'll be able to adapt easier. So that's what I like about it.
Thank you for
Thank
sharing.
you very much for sharing. Go ahead, Mike.
And yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I absolutely love the fact that like Maury literally has hundreds of systems already created. When you're in all access, like I said, there's literally like hundreds of recordings and sessions you can pick throughout all of the different categories. But what is amazing and what I love about Maury is he could sit back and be like, I've done enough. I've made enough recordings. He is always bringing something new to us. He is always thinking of how he can help people. Guys, that is our goal with MindTrainer Pro, is to help as many people as possible. If you know first responders, our common clarity is free for first responders, for the frontline people. We want to improve their life. We want to help them because they help so many other people. So I see John Jew's got his hand raised. John, I'll give you a quick minute. We're running a little short on time here. We're going to turn it over to Jason, but what do you have for us?
Yeah, real quick question I wanted to ask Maury is that our elders are really experiencing a lot of cognitive dysfunction. And I was just curious to know, he mentioned Alzheimer's, but what kind of results can you expect from an elder who has, these kind of situations going on?
So I'm not allowed to make medical diagnoses or claims. So I'll tell you what I tell everyone else. Great question. You're asking the wrong person. Best thing to do, get it, let them use it. They use it regularly. I can tell you that in adult assisted living facilities, we had a beta system that was recently approved, and it's starting to roll out to various adult assisted living facilities. So that's not making a claim, that's stating a fact.
And
so that should help you out.
Sorry to cut in here. They've implemented it for their staff as well as their residents.
Yeah. When I created it for the residents, which is what they asked for, but they also told me they have a large turnover in staff. So if I could help the staff to feel better, they'd stick around longer, they'd do a better job. I also wanted to mention very quickly that we're producing a page right now where people will be able to get custom systems made for themselves. To that end, I've created 2 applications, one of them that analyzes handwriting, another one that analyzes drawing. So literally you doodle for like a minute or 2 on a sheet of paper, and it will analyze all of that. It gives deep insights into their personality of the people involved who wrote it. And that allows me, along with their desires, because they're going to tell me what they want to accomplish with their system, to get an even better system, a more accurate system for them. So when Mike was saying Maury can't sit still, he ain't whistling Dixie. I am constantly coming up with ways and means to make better, more interesting, more influential systems and patterns for anyone, everyone, and any organization. If any of you are part of an organization with a wellness system or wellness program, we're happy to talk to you there as well. So everything is on the table. We're here to make a difference on this planet Earth. And the best difference we can make is to help you to be happier and more effective so that you can make the difference that you're supposed to make on this planet too. Anyway, thank you.
Hoorah. It's kind of like being on an airplane, right? When the oxygen masks drop, you got to put it on yourself. If your brain is telling you, oh, no, this won't work for me, That's that's your brain saying don't put on the oxygen mask. So if you're still here, you definitely came here to upgrade your brain. You're either wanting to know more and explore more, and we're going to drop the prosperity quadriliminal, as well as you can go to the app. But if you're here and you're ready, you're like, yeah, I'm upgrading my brain. I need these tools. We've got some special things for you. Maury just put together a new book, unpublished. That's going to be one of the benefits that people are going to get when they jump on the all access within the next 24 hours. Another benefit is weekly, we meet live every single Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern for Mondays with Maury. That goes into an affiliate call at 5 and a brand ambassador call at 5:30. That's 2 hours of live training every single week where you get to work with Mike, myself, and Maury to master neuroscientist and increase your influence if that's what you're trying to do. The 30-day free trial of the brand ambassador program, first of all, I want to say all access members get a discounted brand ambassador program. It's $97 for everybody that's not in the all access, and it includes the marketer's bundle, which is valuable. If you're in all access, you get the full marketer's bundle. You also get the discount. It's $67 per month, and you don't have to start it in the first month. If you want to spend 3 to 6 months working on your brain, stacking on your wins before you want to become an ambassador or affiliate, you can. So this is where it's time to make a decision. Are we just window shopping? Are we doing a little research? Are we going to use some digital coffee? Try the new tranquility track and the prosperity quadriliminal, or do we really want to invest in this oxygen mask for our brain? So Maury's dropping it right now. So if you want access to that, and I suggest you get access either way, because it's not in the all access, right? So don't feel bad about clicking on the link and requesting access. That is truly something just for you, our gift for you showing up to upgrade your brain and learning and listening and becoming more educated, because that's what it's all about. If you're ready to invest and use these tools consistently, whether it's your golf swing, you got 20 or 40 pounds to lose, or you got a desk and business to-dos that are piling up faster than you can get them done, your brain is the solution. You must believe in it. All right. I don't know how to say that. You must believe in your brain's ability to grow and do all the things that you want to do. And if you don't, if you're apprehensive about your brain being able to function better, that's just something that I like to call self-doubt, limiting beliefs. And at some point, your brain is going to go beyond that. That's my hope and goal for you. I hope that day is today. Mike, what do you think?
Love it. I love it, guys. So we want to respect your time. We appreciate you spending this last hour with us. Guys, we highly encourage you, try the technology, use Maury's free gift, grab that all access. And if you want to build out this as a side income and help more people, take advantage of our free gift with the concierge. I can't say it enough, you guys. This is the unfair advantage you need for health, for wellness, for business, for your brain to help excel. And once you experience it, you will not be able to be quiet about it, because you're going to want everybody around you to experience the power of feeling the best that you can feel. I can't tell you how good it is to feel confident and energetic in my body again after years of literally struggling and trying everything. So again, Maury, I have to thank you for what you've created, for being so persistent with me, both you and Jason, and sharing this with myself and with the world. So guys, again, thank you so much. Maury, any closing words for this amazing community?
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for sticking around. It never ceases to amaze me how I go on to webinars all the time, and they start off with 30, 40, 50, 60 people, and they end up with 3, 4, 5, or 6 people. We have tons of people who stuck around. I want to thank you for your attention, for your input. I did put the link for the Prosperity Quadriliminal in the chat. If you want to save the chat, you just click on the 3 dots at the top, save as, and it'll open up when Zoom closes. Additionally, I also put in a link to the MindTrainer Pro website, so you can go there to get your all access, your monthly, your annual, whatever it is you want to get, whatever it is that's right for you. We welcome you into the fold, and I am here for you. Jason is here for you. Mike is here for you. Even Heidi is here for you. And John and everybody else. We're all here for you. And just like we feel you're here for us. So let's join hands, psychologically speaking, and get the word out. Let's help each other. The best advertising you can do is get this yourself and use it. And then people will do what they did to me. What are you doing? How come you're suddenly so happy and smiling and this and that? It's because I'm treating my brain with the respect it deserves. And all of you deserve the same for yours. So thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. The quality of your thoughts is, or the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your thoughts. Think great thoughts, y'all, and invest in your brains. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alex, this is your cue.
Actually, I'm the host. I'll be doing it.
Oh, all right, Maury,
And
this is your cue.
yeah. And we were actually Facebooking. I couldn't get in on YouTube, but I did go through Facebook. So anyone out there on Facebook, thank you for joining us. Reach out to me. I'm happy to be here for all of you. Thanks again, everybody. I'm looking forward to approving 40 or 50 different requests for the quadriliminal, which, by the way, you're the first people on planet Earth to get it, aside from me. So all the best, everybody. Until next time, we're here for you. Bye for now.
Thanks, everyone. Have a fantastic weekend.
Bye-bye.